Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, to all our friends here in Gawad Kalinga, USA, and also Gawad Kalinga in the Philippines. I know there are some of you who are also watching us from the Philippines. Tonight, we have a very special guest. I actually met this lady maybe 6 years ago. I think it was in 2015. And I was looking for mamaya na yung kwento. So this lady is actually an entrepreneur. She, with her wife, Ria, own a staffing company. And
Therapy.
so she's actually a nurse by profession. And she is the area director of Gawad Kalinga USA in Chicago. So welcome, Leslie Tiquia. Thank you for joining us this evening. Maraming salamat.
Yes, thank you, sis, for welcoming me. Good evening. Good evening sa lahat. So, to everyone who's watching this live, and please do drop a comment so we know that you are there, because we really wanted to, for everyone to listen to our journey as GK advocates and what we are doing in GK, Gawad Kalinga.
Yay! So you did my job for me. Yeah, kayo lahat na, comment, tune in and then comment, ask questions. I'm sure there's a lot of things that Leslie will be sharing with us. I was beginning to share earlier how I met Leslie. Actually, I was looking for a venue for Geekonomics.
Yeah.
Geekonomics was came to Chicago in 2014, and Robbie and I had just come. We just came back from the Philippines, having lived there for 2.5 years. So medyo out of touch. Hindi namin alam. We did not know where to find the venue for Geekonomics. And I contacted Leslie's associate. At that time, I did not know Leslie yet. And I asked if we can have it at their office in O'Hare area here in Chicago. And then that was Lovely Names. Hi, Lovely. Shout out to our mutual friend, no, Leslie. Um, and,
And
and so she also invited Leslie to come and check out the event. And the rest is history. Actually, the rest is history, but I will have you share how your journey with Gawad Kalinga began. Yes.
yes, my personal journey as a GK advocate. So we'll start with that. I was looking for, during the time, 6 years ago, Ria and I were actually talking about what do we wanted to do aside from doing the business, being nurses. So I told her, really, long time ago, I have dreamt of having a free library in Philippines. So that's what I wanted to do, and I told her, we have to find an organization that would help us bring this dream into realization. It just so happened, lovely, our mutual friend told me that there's a GK Geekonomics. It's about social enterprise, and I'm interested too in that meeting. So I attended, and that's when we met. So really, for everyone here to know, the person who introduced me to GK is Donna. Okay, Sister Dons.
Meant
And
to be pala because you're already looking for something at that time.
yes, yes. And then I attended the meeting. I met Tito Jun De Guzman, who's the GK director during that time of Chicago. And then he said, why are you here? So I said, I have a lot of books. I have a dream of putting a free library in Philippines. And he said, you know what? Why don't you come to my house so we could talk? So we did. We did talk about it. And then during the time, because the team of GK Philippines was here, that 2014, they were staying at Tito Jun's house. So I went there, and all of a sudden, Tito Jun said, "You want to tell your story in front of Tony Miloto, Luis, all, Tony Olaes." So I was like, impromptu. Okay, you know what? I'll just start it with, I am a reader. And I'm just fortunate that my mom put me in a private school, right? And a lot of things are available for us in private school, but there's a lot more available for me because my mom knows that I am a reader, right? So I
Mhm.
was thinking if only some of the people or some of the kids in Philippines will have an access to books, even with nice pictures and everything, free, which they could go and grab anytime. Probably this is going to be helpful for them, even though they go to a public school or even if they don't go to school. And it doesn't have to be just the kids, even the moms, the dads, because they didn't
Mhm.
have the chance to have an education. So I was thinking it could be a step. So from that time, I spoke with them and they're very happy. And then I started attending all the meetings, all the conferences, and I even have the first walk called Libre Basa para Pag-asa. And we have a shirt, and it says at the back of the shirt, it says, Conquering Illiteracy One Book at a Time. So that was the first walk. And of course, all throughout this journey, you are my guide through ups and downs, those, what will I do? What will I do? So fortunately, you always give me very good advice and support. And then if I feel down, you lift me up and go back to the track and be the.
Naiiyak na ako niyan eh, kakantahan mo pa yata ako eh.
And then after that walk, then as I said, I started attending the meetings and conferences. I became very active. I started a lot of activities here in Chicago, and when Tito June had to move to San Diego to be with his family, that's when he approached me and said, "Can you be the GK director?" And now I
Yes, for
am
the
the GK.
benefit of those, may I interrupt? For the
Uh,
benefit of those who are just tuning in or who may not know Tita Jun De yet, Tita Jun De was the area director at that time when
yes.
he was introduced to Gawad Kalinga. And, and he was one of those people who encouraged Leslie also to participate and be more engaged in Gawad Kalinga. So it is really thank you for thank you for the nice things you said about me. But I think it really is a concerted effort. It's really that the entire team's support, in your journey toward in Gawad Kalinga and also in how you grew GK Chicago, right?
Right. So I'm a GK USA Chicago director now for 2 years.
Right, right. Wow, 2 years. That went by really really fast. All right, so I'm sorry I interrupted you. I just wanted to make sure that people knew who Jun De was because you've been mentioning.
Right. Yeah. And that's it. That's where we are right now. And for the last 2 years, we've been very active in Chicago, out of state, even in Philippines. So
So there's before Gawad Kalinga, you said you've always thought about building a library, reaching out to people who may be disadvantaged or who may be in need, right? And but what were you involved in other organizations or in in any type of social work prior to joining Gawad Kalinga?
yes, mostly church works.
Mhm.
Whatever. There is a Saint Emily, Saint Edna, and Saint John the Baptist Church, and whatever fundraising, anything that would be to reach out to people or not. It doesn't have to be material things. It could
Mhm.
be just your time to be to be the coordinator or to be the one
A lot.
calling people to attend or something. Always, I always I'm the ever volunteer for those things. And it really didn't matter what organization, if it's Catholic or non-Catholic. I am there. I like it. I like it.
So how do you compare Gawad Kalinga in the other, I guess, volunteer work that you've done? How is it different from the other, um, volunteer activities you've
Well, first of all, Gawad Kalinga is mostly for the people of the Philippines. Okay, that's one, and the other social work that I have done in previously are for here
Mhm.
in the United States. So that's one big thing because we have to coordinate a lot of things in order to be successful in fundraising and making sure that our efforts reach Philippines, on time, and to
Mhm.
uh, and to make sure that the target group is really being helped, right? So
Right.
that's one thing. So I would say it's more complicated, but it's more complicated. And plus, if you are the GK director here, it's really it's really kind of hard. But you know what? I would say it's a more of a bigger reach for to
Mhm.
yung Gawad Kalinga, and it's global. It's
That's a
global.
great point, Les. No, I've also been involved with other charities. I would support. Maliit na bagay lang naman, not a huge deal. But one thing that really kept me with Gawad Kalinga since 2003 actually is that it is actually born out of the Philippines. Gawad Kalinga is born out of the Philippines. It's Filipino owned, kumbaga, so we can really take pride in knowing that we have a nonprofit organization based in the Philippines that is reputable. In fact, every time there's some natural calamity or something, if the Philippines is hit by a major typhoon or whatever, we receive calls. Gawad Kalinga received calls because it has really established itself as a reputable organization that is actually based in the Philippines, and it is, for the Filipinos. So I take pride in that, and I also take pride in being involved in Gawad Kalinga because of that. We're going to move on, and I want to know about your experience in Tolosa. But before we do that, I want to um, give a shout out to some of our friends here who are tuning in. Oh my gosh, Liz, you're popular. Hi, Jean. Jean.
Baka naman parents ko lang yan, si Rian.
Of course, Ria's there. Hi, Tita Carol Tulud in Houston. Jonathan Colliantes.
That's a brother of mine.
All right. And then Tita Josie. Hi, Tita Josie Disterhoff. Thank you so much for being a regular supporter of Kwentong GK. Matias.
From LA, yeah.
Yeah, from LA. Hello. Wow, may nagtutuloy sa LA. Mayor Amate, hi Mayor. Thank you for watching. Grace for Dan Almazar. Hi from SD. Is that San Diego or South Dakota? Tapos we have Renalyn Castillo. He said she's watching from Chicago.
Yes.
And of course, my husband Robbie is watching because he's right here with me. He better watch, right? He's actually upstairs. And then Estela Mauricio is watching. Ita Pita Rina. Thanks, Tita Pita, for watching. All right. Joey So. Hello, Joey.
Joy is in
Oh,
Singapore.
Joy. Is that Joy Singapore? Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, it says from Singapore. Hello. Hello, Singapore. And then we have Rochelle Flores Teruel is also.
From Round Lake, yeah.
All right. Wow. Dami nating friends. Thank you very much for tuning in. And now we're going to move on to the next topic that I wanted you to share. How was your experience in Tolosa? Can you tell us that story?
Yeah, that's okay. Before Tolosa, it's Tolosa. Before Tolosa, when we planned all the GK advocates of Chicago, just to let you know, Donna, when we attended the conference in Philippines, Chicago has the biggest attendance.
Yay!
They're very happy. They're very warm when they welcomed us. And we first attended the conference in Ateneo for 2 days. And then, how can I explain it? When we went to Ateneo that morning, because it's an early morning conference, and everybody's there. Kuya Luis is there, Mari, everybody. And all the GK kapitbahayans are there.
Mhm.
We're there, and it's a like a miracle. That's how I felt when I was looking at everyone. It's it's a miracle of love, I would say, of hope, because all these people that you do not know, but during this conference they're there, and
Mhm.
they welcome you, they treat you, they talk to you like they really know you, just because you are doing some effort here in Chicago and sending it back there. They're like really waiting for us to meet us in person. So that's how
Mhm.
I felt. I was like, oh my gosh, this I love it. We are for this. So a lot of people have met with us, the groups that we have supported, the players, the athletes.
Mhm.
What is our program, the CPAG?
Yung futsal?
Futsal, yes. The
Huh?
whole team is there. The whole team is there waiting for GK Chicago and for Tito Bucci, of course. And that's that's the first. Even before Tolosa, Ate Maricel already told me this. Leslie, wait till you get to the conference in Philippines, and you will be in the midst of the people that we have been working to help.
Mhm.
You would really feel different, and she is so right. She's so right when she said that. And when I saw them, it's not like it has to be validated, but for lack of better word, it's like a validation of what we do here.
Mhm.
I saw them there. They're with great hearts. They very thankful with great hearts, and us too. We're very thankful to them because of how they welcomed us. So that's in Ateneo. After that, after 2 days, right away, we flew. So we finished it in midnight, 6 a.m. We have to go to the airport, and GK Chicago team flew to Tolosa later, and it was fun. And when we came there, ito, big surprise. Because we thought we're going there because we're going to meet with the LGU first.
Mhm.
That's one thing that I really like, that we met with the LGU of the local government of Tolosa Leyte. And
Mhm.
the big surprise was when they picked us up from the airport, and when we arrived at the municipality, there's a band waiting for
Literal na may pabanda talaga.
at may palay. We got laid.
Wow! You
Diba?
guys are celebrities.
And then there's the banduria, and they were singing,
Yeah.
and the mayor and everybody was there, and then they welcomed us. We had a meeting with them on how our GK Tolosa village are going to work with the local government.
Now, that GK Tolosa Village was funded by Chicago, wasn't it? At least
Yeah,
Chicago, right? And I understand there were
yeah.
probably donors from out of state, but it was actually
Oh,
champion.
yeah. The whole of USA actually helped Chicago
Okay.
be able to really build that Tolosa. I have to mention Tita Josie Disterhoff. Okay, big. She's
One of
the
our brave hearts.
yes, si Tita Josie talaga. And when we came there, she was not with us during that time, but everybody knows her, of course. And then we went to the village, and everybody from the village was waiting, and there's a lunch, and there's a program prepared for us. It was really fun. They're great people. They treated us very well, and this is when you are going to really tell yourself, uh, it's in your heart. My heart was full during the time. I cannot say anything. I was just looking around, and also during the time we did open the one of the libraries
Mhm.
for the people, and we awarded houses to the people of Tolosa. And just for people to know, this village was built after the typhoon Yolanda. That's the biggest typhoon, right? And it wiped out most of Leyte. And Tolosa is one of the villages that of the places that has been wiped out by this big typhoon. And now I don't know if we have a picture. I wish I could have shared, but now this village is built with the houses, with a library, with a even a like a community center. It has its own community center, and before we left, we even went to the part where this village has their livelihood program. They've been planting vegetables. And the local government supported, trained the villagers, the kapitbahayans, on how to take care of their own vegetable beds there. So that's
So
how.
how was the reaction of the beneficiaries when you turned over, when you awarded the houses to them? Was there any particular story that that you want to highlight or that you can never forget?
Yes, there's this couple, and they they actually cried when we were awarding, because we did the ribbon cutting, and then we awarded the certificate, for them to own one of the houses. And the couple was crying because they never thought they would still, they would ever have an address, because
Oh,
they lived from one shanty to another, squatting. And then after the big typhoon, the more they got, relocated and everywhere. And then all of a sudden, GK offered this village,
a
and they,
permanent home.
yes, home, yes. And we were like speechless because we almost cried. And when they were crying, this couple. So, and most of them who got awarded the houses during the time, they're very thankful, and they cannot express their gratitude, so much as they wanted to express it. So I think that's what it is, giving. Iba pag home. You give someone a home.
Yeah. And ikaw, how did that experience affect you?
Well, very simple. So I told myself, because of the experience, because of what I felt, because of the interaction, the connection I had with the people, the kapitbahayans in Ateneo, the people that we met there, and then the people of Tolosa. I told
Mhm.
myself that I am in the right place. I am in the right path in realizing my own goal, my personal goal of first paying it forward. Because I really consider myself as really blessed. Right? What else can you ask? You eat 3 times a day. You're educated. I mean, you're able to help people. What else can you ask? Right? So really, I was like, this is it. The more I got inspired, the more I want to call myself a Gawad Kalinga advocate. That's that's how it affected me really. And from that time on, and you know that, I may not be able to get a lot of donations, but I'm more of an advocate raiser. You know,
Mhm.
I want a lot of people to know this. I want a lot of people to experience this.
Right.
It's different, yes.
So, take us back when you first knew about Gawad Kalinga with that Geekonomics event that we had at your office in O'Hare. So, you were just checking out, right, what Geekonomics was all about, what Gawad Kalinga was all about. Did you ever imagine at that time that you would eventually become a GKUSA area director for Chicago?
No, not really, not really. Because during the time I'm so busy with different businesses, plus being a nurse also at the same time.
Mhm.
But I think it's a matter of, if you really wanted to do it, you would you would prioritize it. Okay, so because I love what they're doing in GK, and I feel like I'm in the right group. So um, I told myself I'm going to be always supporting. And here's the thing. And I heard this when we attended the conference in Mandaluyong last February before going to Ateneo. Sabi ni, I forgot if it's Mari or Kuya Luis who said, hindi kailangan ng posisyon para umaksyon. Okay, so it really didn't matter to me if I am the GK Chicago director or if I am one of the GK advocates or the core group whatsoever. I just told myself, me and Ria, we are going to be supporting GK, Gawad Kalinga. It doesn't matter if it's Chicago, LA, or what, but Gawad Kalinga. That's what I was thinking during the time.
So to your point, so what Mari or Luis said, hindi kailangan ng posisyon para umaksyon. For those of our non-Tagalog speaking friends, what that is, you don't need to have a position or a title to be able to do something or to act, right? So, did you have any hesitation when you were approached if you would like to be or if you would accept the leading the Chicago area, actually Midwest area, not just Chicago. We have some groups of advocates and supporters in Indiana, right? In other, states in, Missouri, in other states here in the Midwest. So you are really coordinating. You're the area director. So basically, you are responsible for this area of the country, right? And for some people, it could be very overwhelming. And I've heard stories of people who were hesitant, not that they do not want to help the poor or they do not want to serve. A lot of it is just coming from not being confident if they would have the time, if they would have the resources, or if they would have the support, when they step into this role. So did you hesitate at all to be an area director?
Um, hesitate, hesitate, no. Okay. I would say I worry. I was worried a little during that time because as a person, I never do anything half baked. If I'm
Mhm. Oh, I
going
know that for sure.
if I say yes to something, kasi I don't have anything in the middle. Yes.
Mhm.
So, and if I say no, if I say yes, that means count me in. I'll be there 110%. So my worry at the back of my mind is, will I be able to give my 110%? Because I wanted to make sure that as I, like not competitive, but I gotta give it my best shot because that's how I was taught by I was brought up by my mother. Anything
Mhm.
you do, even if you're just a metro aide sweeping the floor, you have to give it your best. And in anything, so it doesn't matter how small or big, you have to give it your best shot. I think that's what worried me during that time. If I'm going to be able to be 100%, but I guess if it's doing good for other people, I just told myself if I know within me that I am doing this for other people and I'm making them happy, it doesn't matter if it's small or big. They'll be happy. I'll be happy. So I just erase it on my mind. I was like, okay, I'm going to be the GK area director. Then, unfortunately, very fortunate that our group, you're a board of director, you are in our area. Tito Josie Disarhoff, board of director. Tito Charlie Capati, board of director, and plus, the old timers. I don't want to say old timers. Old timers, Tito Anong, Tita Pita, Almi, and then we have the new ones, Tito Bucci, and then the new ones, right? Jean, Average, very active. So really, I think we're blessed to have this group, so.
Yes, we are. Now, you mentioned your mom, right? Being an influence and making sure that you give it your 100%, whatever it is that you get yourself into. Growing up, were you always interested in service, in reaching out to other people, helping where you can? Was that something that your family has always been involved in? Or was this just something that one night something clicked and you feel that you're so blessed, which you are? Leslie has two wonderful young, grown up, young, fine young men, right? Kids, right? Sons. Or I always tell her, you and Ria really raised them well. And I, this. I just have all praises for both of your sons.
Jason and Louie. Yeah.
Yeah, Jason and Louie. And, and you're very blessed. It's only for that. And of course you have your businesses that you take care of, that God continues to provide for you. But was this idea of service, was this something that you grew up with, or was it something that later on you felt that you needed to give back because of all the blessings that your family?
I'd say ever since I was small, I was brought up uh, doing service for people.
Mhm.
Again, I am very blessed to have people around me. I didn't grow up with my when I was younger. I didn't grow up having my mom around because she's a single mom and she has to work outside.
Mhm.
I see her once a year in a month, something like that. 1 month. I mean, 30 days in a year. So, my grandma who raised me, okay, she's always of service to other people. I always see people coming to our house who's sick, who's hungry, and they just know where to go. They just know they have to go to our house and they'll be taken care of. They'll be fed, right? And then I have uh, my titas and titos around me whom I would see them, helping people move move furnitures. As simple as that. Or my other Tita Lulu, who would go to houses to pray for people, pray for the dead. So I'm telling you, I did all of those service. I'm very young. I'm already part of the padasal para sa mga patay. I'm always there.
Yeah,
Well, I
yeah.
think I really think it's the services within us and our family. It's really like that. We like it.
And this culture of service that that in your family already is now translated into the next generation. Because who was it? It's Louis, right? Who is a missionary? Was it?
He's a missionary right now.
Right. So yeah, can you tell us a little bit about that? What is he?
Yeah, Louis graduated last May from State University to become a teacher, right? But then his original plan is to get his master's degree and be able to teach English in different parts of the world.
Mhm.
Uh, but then he told me and Ria that he wanted to do missionary work for 2 years first. So right now he's a missionary and his main focus are the students or the young adults who come to college and first time to be by themselves, to be away from their parents. And, it's kind of sad, but, a lot of people who experience that for the first time, they cannot cope or they're having a hard time coping. They get depressed and everything.
Mhm.
And some of them, because of the new freedom they got in college, they tend to go to a different path, right? So Louis' mission is focused on those students to make sure
Guiding those students.
they are on the right path. They are in moderation in anything that they do. And if they're sad, they could talk to him. More of a mental health awareness for the young adults. And our problem right now is very rampant when it comes to depression and everything. So
Right. Especially with the pandemic, with people not being able to go out and not being able to do the things that that they were able to, that they used to do, right? Well, what about Jason? How's Jason doing?
well, Jason has always been with us in GK. So
Hmm.
in all our projects, we always ask him. He would always help. He would always donate and everything. So
Hmm.
he's more he's more visible in
Hmm.
the area
So
because
again, that seed of service has also been
yeah.
yeah, nice. All right. Well, we're going to talk about one of the activities that GK Chicago is supporting, which is the Move, Give, Feed event, right? And before we get to that, though, let me read some of the comments here.
We have a lot of commentators.
I learned how to set this up because I'm missing Chrissy. Hi, Chrissy. Chrissy is send these comments to us, but I figured out a way how to do it. All right. So who did we? Oh my gosh, there's a lot now. Um, wow, there's a lot. Okay, so uh, Lisa Reyes says, more power to you, Leslie.
That's from Winnipeg.
Oh, all right. Wow. Okay. Also, Grace Fordan Almazar said that she's from San Diego. Hello, Grace. And then Tita Josie said, glad you pointed out Gawad Kalinga was designed by Filipinos in the Philippines for our Philippine communities. A wonderful distinction of this movement organization. Jean says, yes, so agree, Atiles, about the conference. It was such a heartwarming experience. Thank you for that comment. And Rochelle Flores Terrell, just saying hi to Ate Joy, I guess. Jonathan Coliante says, I hope Gawad Kalinga has a project tulong for Typhoon Ulysses. I will
Yeah.
help whatever I can help for Typhoon Ulysses Project Tulong now that Christmas is coming. Yes, we do. And we'll talk more about that in just a few minutes. Jose Sabado is watching. Hello. Melissa Amores. Hello. Marley Oyales. Great job, sis. God bless. God bless and more power to Gawad Kalinga, also from Marley. Bing Simard is watching. And then from Jonathan again, I hope Gawad Kalinga have a project for Typhoon Ulysses. Gay Polido Rivera is also watching. I want to say hi to them. Alex Gutierrez is watching. I think he's from Houston. Unless there's another Alex Gutierrez that's watching. And then Christine Morales is also watching. Thank you so much for tuning in, everyone, and for supporting Quantum GK. This is really a weekly Kwentuhan. Initially, this was actually designed or intended to just be for area directors for to get updates and what's going on in our respective communities, right? But now we thought, well, why would we limit it to the area directors, right? Why don't we expand the reach of Quantum GK so that people who may not even be officially involved with Gawad Kalinga in whatever title or position like you were talking about earlier, Leslie, but they too can also chime in and and chat with us, makipagkwentuhan sa atin in whatever it is that they're doing for the poor, right? So thank you again for tuning in. Now we want to talk about this Move event, Les. So you want to share with us what it is and what Chicago is doing?
Yes. Before I talk about the Move event, which is ongoing right now until
Mhm.
December 31, I wanted to say that because I said we're very fortunate because we have we have the board of directors, we have the old timers, we have the advocates, but the people that you mentioned, these are the people. I mean, I would say Chicago. We are very lucky in Chicago because people are very responsive. It doesn't matter if it's $5, $10, $25, or tenfold to the $25. They're they're very responsive. That's why during the pandemic, we thought of the giving back program. If you will remember, uh,
Mhm.
we did go out there, gave out free face shields, free face mask, free alcohols, free lunches for especially for the frontliners. We did that for them. So I just want to mention that because I really think it's a good experience that the help and the love are two way. You know. Okay, going back to a Move event. So right now, when before this happened, I because of the pandemic, it's kind of hard to think of a fundraising. And as you know, when I think of a fundraising, I want it to be well attended. But
Mm.
because of the pandemic, we cannot do that. So we gotta be creative, innovative when it comes to fundraising. So what I was doing was whenever there's an area like Texas, Florida, LA, if they are launching their fundraising, we piggyback. So and we help just to help them raise, and do something as a team GK USA. So but when Ate Mer Amante launch or talk to me about the move event, I got excited because I was thinking she's right, we are at home, we are just with few members of our family. What can we do? So and it's going to be holiday. What are the usual things that we do as a family or as an individual or as a couple? So I was thinking this is a good event. This is something that Chicago could actually participate well, right? So I spoke with Ati Mer, and I was so excited. And she's like, okay, okay. So when we do the flyer, we have to include all the activities. So I started talking to the GK Chicago group, and the GK Chicago group started coming up with a lot of pieces of ideas for this move event. That's why when we came up with the flyer, there's a lot of activities there that you would see that people
Mhm.
could do in their holiday outfit,
Right.
after registering to our website, right? And the money that we are going to raise is going to feed a lot of people who are hungry in Philippines right
Right.
now. So
Right.
that's the move event. So for people who have not done this, I would like to give you an example. For example, the cooking marathon of Salad Master. Thank you, Ren of Salad Master, for doing the cooking marathon. They still have two more coming up before the end of December. And then, of course, Almira did the Esther Hannah performance, and
Mhm.
a lot of people attended, a lot of people donated. And then we have the biker that I posted. He just
Uh-huh.
bought in his holiday outfit, registered. That's it. He helped, right? He
Right.
became he became a hunger warrior, right?
Yeah.
And we also had the yesterday, Care Plus Nursing had the Christmas party of the admin, the ladies there. So we are going to donate also. And then Andy Gaston actually did. I'm really thankful. I hope goes back to him tenfold, just like what he did
Mhm.
his registration tenfold. So he already sent me a picture with his holiday outfit. So that's how Move event is going, and we still have the upcoming Move events such as family singing in their holiday outfit. I think Jean is doing that with her family, and then
Mhm.
karaoke night in our family, and then
Right.
we have yes, we still have a lot of activities coming up for this event. And if you are interested, you could always send me a direct message so I could tell you how you could join us and be a
I
hunger.
also have a surprise for you. You have one more event, one more activity for Move. You don't know this. I promised you that I will participate. I already sent checks from people who donated, but I also organized a high school reunion. So I will share this poster. Obviously, high school reunion. That's my batch at Saint Scholastica's Academy, Pampanga. Hi, Tita Carol, because she was pleasantly surprised that I also graduated from Saint Scholastica, just like she did. But I'll share this just to give you guys an idea of what you might be able to do as well. All right. Hold on. Let me see. There, you see it? It's not for everybody, but I wanted to just share it just so you have an idea. This is something that even though you may not see your family face to face, it doesn't have to be your high school batchmates or whatever. But I've been thinking about organizing a reunion, a virtual reunion with my batchmates all over the world, really, because we're now in different countries, right? A lot of us are still in the Philippines. But I thought, this is the perfect time to do it while we are doing this move fundraising campaign. So batchmates, so those of you who have not have not RSVP'd yet, please do so. That's my shameless plug, right? So so we're gonna be donating. So I will be donating definitely, obviously, and hopefully, I'm encouraging my batchmates also to, to donate. All right. So on that note, also, I wanted to share this cute video from Mayor's grandchildren. Hold on. Let me see it. I don't think I shared this with the sound. I have to make sure I share with the sound. All right.
Yeah.
Did you know it only takes $60 to feed a child for 120 days?
Help us fight hunger and spread Christmas cheer by donating to Gawad Kalinga.
Thank you in advance for the donations. We appreciate it.
Very nice.
That's the cutest, right? Hey, Mayor, your grandchildren are so cute, and thank you for kids. Thank you for doing that video, and that invites and encourages everyone to do your own activity with your family, with your friends, and help us raise funds to feed hungry children in the Philippines. This is all for the benefit of Gawad Kalinga's Kusina ng Kalinga program. Kusina ng Kalinga means kitchen that cares. I guess that's a loose translation, right?
Yeah.
And then also, I wanted to share that we are speaking of feeding, right? We have actually a national feeding event that will happen in about 13 minutes. So this is the Christmas nationwide feeding, and Maricel Villanueva, our executive director for GKUSA, Dr. Jose Rafinan Jr., chairman of GKUSA, and of course our very own Mel Amante, who's in charge of operations in GKUSA, are going to be guests in episode 9 of End of Caring as One Christmas nationwide feeding. So that is happening at 10 a.m. Philippine time, which will be in about 12 minutes. All right. So in the last few minutes of this of our episode for tonight, any special message, any special, especially with Christmas that's happening in just about a week from now. Any final words to share with our audience here?
Okay. Just I think just 2 nights ago, I was talking to somebody, and he was asking me about Gawad Kalinga, and I gave him a preview, a little review of what we are doing, of what we are all about, and then what he told me really struck me because he's right. He's right on point because that's how I feel too. I wanted to share, what Mitch Albom, the author of Toothpaste with Maury, he said, I got it. Love is how you stay alive even after you are gone. Because he told me, this guy from the other night, he said, Les, I just wanted to, I'm working just to survive, but most of it because I wanted to be able to help, because, and he's right. Anything we have right now, we're working for, whatever material things, we're not going to bring it. They'll all be left. And uh, long time ago, I've asked myself, what is it that I wanted to leave, in the world, or to the people I know, to the people who have known me. I guess that's what it is. That love, this helping, this hope that you are giving these people, is what is going to stay alive even if I after I'm gone. So yes, it's going to be the holidays, Christmas time, and everything, and we have a lot of things that we wanted to do for people. But I guess it's every day. This is what we are supposed to be doing, not only on holidays, but at all times. Because I really think if this happens and everybody will have that kind of thinking, uh,
Mhm.
is going to be very, very good in making a better place, maybe not only for us, but most especially to the future of this world, right?
Right. Exactly. I mean, if all of us just care a little bit more, it will benefit not just this generation also, but the generations that will come after us, right? So at this point, I just want to read the last batch of comments here from Rochelle. More power to GK. God bless to all people of GK. Thank you so much, Rochelle. Tita Josie said, I love that articulation, Donna. Leslie grew up in a family culture of service, and that's being passed on to the next generation. Thank you, Tita Josie. Katrina Duque Cap is watching. I don't know if I pronounced her last name right. Sorry if I butchered it. Alver Peraza is watching. From Everett. Two amazing women determined to make positive changes in the world. I'm honored to know you, Ate Donna Reyes and Ate Leslie Tiquia. That is so sweet, Everett. Thank you so much. And what else? From Marley, thank you, Gawad Kalinga, for all that you do. From Katrina Duqueca, thank you. Tita Carlos says, I say amen to that. And Rochelle said, really an amazing woman. Ikaw na talaga. I think she meant you because. So, just a couple more announcements. Next week, December 24th, is Christmas Eve. We are not going to have Quantum GK. And also on December 31st, which also falls on a Thursday, we will not have Quantum GK. We will see you back on January 7th for another episode of Quantum GK. We invite all of you to please stay tuned in the National Feeding event. Just head on over to the Gawad Kalinga Facebook page and they will go live in about 7 minutes. All right. Well, thanks again, everyone. Have a very Merry Christmas and all the best for 2021. We will see you on January 7th. Thank you so much. Thanks.
Thank you. Bye bye.